Let's start with question number 2. Question number 1 was not available. If you get it from somewhere, please let me know, and then I can solve that for you too. Question number 2 says evaluate this definite integral. So whenever we have one term in the base, or rather in denominator, and more terms on numerator, just separate them. What I mean is this: we can separate this by 1 to 4. X square is the only one we write over x dx minus x over square root x. So I separated the two so that we can cancel out some of them. So square root x can also be written as x to the power half, right? And both are x's, so that means we can simplify this by x2 minus half. We will subtract this power half from power 2 because they are dividing, bases are same, dx. And same here as well, x to the power 1 minus half dx. So what do we get? X to the power 4 minus 1, 3 over 2 dx minus 1 minus half is half, x to the power half dx from 1 to 4. So let's make some space now. Okay, so we will integrate them now one by one. This will be integrated as x to the power 3 over 2 plus 1, 3 over 2 plus 1, okay, and minus this one will be x to the power half plus 1, half plus 1, and plus c. Since we are from 1 to 4 we want to integrate, we write it like this. Alright, now we'll substitute the values 4 and 1 after simplifying this. So the first one, x to the power, it will be 5 over 2. So x is not x anymore, we will substitute 4. So 4 to the power 5 over 2 divided by, this is also 5 over 2 denominator, so we'll just write 5 here and 2 will be written in front of this, minus x to the power 3 over 2, 3 is written here and 2 is written here, but sorry, we need to write in place of x, we have to write 4. So 4 to the power 3 over 2 over 3 over 2 plus c minus, if you don't write c it's okay, but I want to show that why c is ignored. So here it will be 1 to the power 5 over 2 over 5 times 2 minus 2 times 1 to the power 3 over 2 over 3 plus c. Now this is plus c, and because of this minus this will be negative c, they cancel out, so we ignore them. Now we can't multiply 2 and 4 because 4 has exponent, 2 does not, so 2 remains 2. And if I use my calculator, 4 to the power 5 over 2 will be 32 over 5 minus, again this will be 8, 2 times 8 over 3 minus 1 to the power anything is 1, so 2 over 5 plus this minus and this minus, make it plus 2 over 3. So they have base 5, so 32 times 2 is 64 minus 2, 62 over 5 and minus 16 plus 2 minus 14 over 3. Okay, now they have LCM as 15. So we'll multiply here by 5, multiply here by 3. So what do we get? 15, 62 times 3, 186 minus 70. So it comes out to be 116 over 15, and this cannot be simplified further. That's the answer of this definite integral. Question 3, that x equal to square root 18 and y is square root 12. Evaluate this, leaving answer in third form. Alright, So let me substitute the values of x and y first. So square root 18 minus square root 12 over square root 18 plus square root 12. So I can simplify square root 18. Let me write here square root 18 is equal to 3 square root 2 if you like it. But there is no need. Let's continue with these big numbers because later we have to come back to them again. So I will rationalize the denominator of this by multiplying by square root 18 minus square root 12, square root 18 minus square root 12, which is conjugate of the denominator. Okay, so this is a plus b and multiplied by a minus b format. So the identity for a plus b multiplied by a minus b is a square minus b square. So the denominator becomes square root 18 square divided by square root 12 square, and that's why I did not simplify this, because square and square root straight away cancel out. Okay, now we have a minus b square whole square on numerator. Can you see a minus b exactly same number, and we know the identity is a square plus b square minus 2ab. That's what we'll write here. So a is 18 square plus square root 12 square minus 2 times square root 18 multiplied by square root 12. All right, so what does this give us? Let's cancel out the square roots first. Square and square root cancel out. This one cancelled out already. So 18 plus 12 minus 2 square root 216. That's what the multiplication of 18 and 12 will be, because they are square root, so the multiplication remains inside square root. 18 minus 12. So this becomes 30 minus 2, and square root 16, if you use your calculator, you'll get it as square root 6 square root 6 divided by 6. So it becomes 30 minus 12 square root 6 over 6. And now 6 can be taken common out of this so that the denominator gets cancelled out. So 6 taken common, we'll be left with 5 minus 2 square root 6 over 6. And that was the purpose. 6 and 6 get cancelled out, and we are left with 5 minus 2 square root 6. That's the final answer. Question for A part. How many numbers greater than 3000 can be formed using 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 without repetition of digits? Okay, so we want greater than 3000, and they are 5 of them. 3000, 1, 2, 3, 4 digits only. That means we will need 4 digits as well as 5 digits, right? So all 5 digits will be greater than 3000, that is for sure. Yeah, so let's see how many can be formed in 5 digits, and we know there are 5. We want 5 without repetition, which is 5 factorial, which is 120. But in 4 digits there will be a problem. We can have only 3, 4 and 5. These 3 digits can be here, then only the number will be greater than 3000. So we have 3 candidates for the first place, the thousands place. Okay, now we will write rest on the others. Total we have 5. One of these 3 will take the first place, so we'll be left with 4. So 4 for the next, 3 for the next, and 2 for the last one, because repetition is not allowed, so one number will get reduced every time. So 3 times 4 is 12, times 3 is 36, times 2 is 72. So total will be 72 plus 120. Answer is 192. Okay, let's go to the next one. In how many ways, B part of question number 4, can the letters of appropriate be arranged? In how many ways? Okay, so let's rewrite it with counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 letters, and we want to rearrange them. That means we can't ignore anyone. So we will write 11 lettered words again out of these. So 11 candidates and 11 places, we have 11 factorial. You can write 11p, 11 also, which is same, 11 factorial. But some of the alphabets are repeating. So P, P and P. There are 3 P's. So we'll divide it by 3 factorial, because if this P changes its place with this P, even then the word will remain the same. So it is not a different word. Okay. So it is not a rearrangement basically. So we'll have to divide by 3 factorial. What else? A is here and A is here too. So we'll further divide by 2 factorial. Then we have R here, R here. So 2 factorial more. O is not repeating, I is not repeating, T is not repeating, and E is not repeating. So this is the number, and just use your calculator to find this value. So I got 1663200, 1,663,200. In question 5, they have given a table where there are weights in newtons for some children and the number of children as frequency. Then they have asked us to assume that the mean is 74.5, and using this we have to find the mean weight of the children correct to 2 decimal places. So since they have given assumed mean, our table will change. So let me rephrase this table and explain that to you. So I have prepared this table now with class intervals closed. This is 49, this is 50, so I close the gap by dividing the gap into half, so 0.5. 50 minus 49 is 1, and 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, so I give 0.5 to the upper limit and 0.5 deducted from the lower limit. So this becomes our new class, okay? And then I found the midpoint of the two by adding the two and dividing by 2. So if I add 39.5 and 49.5 divided by 2, it will be 89 divided by 2, which is 44.5, and that's how we find midpoint. I call it X. Okay, so it is there for all the classes we have done. Okay, now next step should be that we should subtract 74.5 from each one. The assumed mean is 74.5, so we will remove that one. The purpose is that these big numbers become simpler and smaller. That's why we subtract the assumed mean. So 44.5 minus 74.5 is straightforward, is 30 lesser, so it will be minus 30. Then we'll have minus 20 here, minus 10, 0, positive 10, positive 20, and then positive 30. Okay. Then in next column, I have written the frequency for each one as it was given. Now, if we want to find the mean, let's say x bar, we add all the differences with x minus. In this case, it is 74.5. Let's say this is 74.5 is assumed mean A. So x minus A multiplied by the frequency divided by sigma frequency, and then because we subtracted 74.5 from each one, we add that same number once, because mean is average, right? So we will add A once even though we subtract from each one. So this will take care of what we reduced, we add it back, and we get our mean. This is the formula. So for that we need sigma x minus AF. That means x minus 74.5 multiplied by the frequency we have. So let's write it here. X minus 74.5 multiplied by frequency. So 12 times minus 30 is minus 360. 15 times minus 20 is minus 300.
This will be minus 150, and so on.
It came out to be minus 340. All right. So let's use it here now. Sigma x minus a times f is this. Sigma x minus 74.5 times f is minus 340. So minus 340 divided by sigma f. How many children are there? 110 children they have already given us. So basically, so if I add all of them, sigma f will be 110 given by this. I'm not adding because they have already given it. So plus 74.5. These cancel and let's see what answer it gives us. And I got 71.4 kg as the mean. Number 6. A bag contains 6 white balls and 4 black balls. They are identical. 3 balls are selected. Okay, selected. That means the order is not important. At random from bag one after the other. Okay, even if they are one after the other, because of the selected, the order is not important. Without replacement, okay, find correct to one decimal place. The probability of the selected balls will include at least one white ball. Okay, let's see how many possibilities are there. It's possible that there is no white ball. There are all 3 black balls, 1 white, 2 black, 2 white, 1 black, and all are white, no black ball. Okay, so they're saying at least one white ball, right? So at least one means these 4. And since we are talking about probability here, okay, so we can find only this one and subtract from 1. So we can say that 1 minus no white ball is selected out of 6, and all 3 balls are black, 4 C3. Out of total selections will be 3 out of 10. Yeah, there are 10 balls, 6 plus 4, 10, and this should be the probability, which is 0.96. They said correct to one decimal place. Okay, if we round it off to one decimal place, it will be 1.0%. Okay, I would like to leave it like this because it's not 100% actually. So I don't know why this was asked as one decimal place. This is the answer. It was unbelievably straightforward, but I don't know, there's no other part. This is the only question. Maybe some trick here, but I don't see any. Let's go to question number 7. The ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity 54 kilometers per hour. U is 54 kilometers per hour. Let's convert it to meters per second. 54 times 1000 divided by 3600. So 18 times 2 is 36. 18 times 3, 2 and 5. So 3 times 5 is 15 meters per second. This is what we will use. Okay. Find the time taken for the ball to reach its maximum height here. So basically at maximum height, we know that the ball goes and stops and then turns back and falls down. So we know that V is 0. We know the acceleration, which is g in this case, downwards, minus 10 meters per second square, because it is being thrown up and acceleration is downwards. That's why I wrote minus here. So now we can find the time. So v equal to u plus at, 0 equal to 15 minus 10 t. So let's bring this 15 to the other side. Minus 15 equal to minus 10t. Divide both sides by minus 10. So this cancels and t comes out to be 1.5 seconds. In question 9, we've been given an exponential sequence, which is this one. We have to find the sum of first n terms. So let's find the sum of first n terms. The formula for that is Sn equal to a 1 minus Rn over 1 minus R. So I'm sure that it will be less than 1. That's why I wrote 1 minus R to the power n. Otherwise, I could have written R to the power n minus 1. Why? Because later they're asking about sum to infinity. So that means R is less than 1. Let's confirm. So let's divide 4 over 3 second term by the first term. Okay. So A2 divided by A1. That's what we have done to find R. So it will be 4 over 3 multiplied by half. This and this cancel. 2 over 3. This is R. It is less than 1, so the formula is correct. So let's find sum of first n terms. A, the first term is 2. 1 minus 2 over 3 to the power n. I put a bracket because power n is only with 2/3 and including 3. If I don't put this bracket, n is supposed to be with only 2. So put a bracket there. 1 minus 2 over 3. So let's simplify this one now. So 2, 1 minus 2 over 3 to the power n equal to 1 minus 2/3 will be 1/3. And when we write 1/3, just write 1 here and the denominator, make it a numerator here. So it becomes 6, 1 minus 2 to the power 2/3 to the power n. This is the sum of first n terms. What is the next thing? Least value of n such that the sum to infinity exceeds the sum of first n terms by less than 1. So sum to infinity is more. Okay. So B part, sum to infinity will be a over 1 minus r. So which is 2 over 1 minus 2/3, which will be again 2 divided by 1 times 3 on top, so 6. So we have to find the number of terms when this 6 is more than the sum of first n terms by less than 1. Okay, so sum of first n terms we just found out earlier. So sum to infinity minus Sn is less than 1. That's what they're saying. Sum to infinity is 6. Sum of first n terms is 6, 1 minus 2 over 3 to the power n. It should be less than 1. Okay, so 6 taken common from both, will be left with 1 minus 1 plus. This minus will make this minus positive. 2 to the power 3 n less than 1. 1 and 1 cancel out. So we are left with 6 2/3 to the power n less than 1. So let's divide both sides by 6. So what does this become? 2 over 3 to the power n is less than 1/6. Now let's take log of both the sides. Log, let me write log here, log and log. So it becomes n log 2/3 is less than log 1/6. Let's divide both sides by log 2/3. Log 2/3 is negative. It's less than 1, so it will definitely be negative. Whenever a particular division is a negative number and we have an inequality, we make it, we change the sign. So we'll have to change the sign with cancelling this. So what do we get? N is greater than log 1/6 over log 2/3. If you put these numbers in your calculator, we get 4.419. So N is more than this number, and N cannot be a decimal number, so N has to be the next number, which is 5. That is the final answer. A part, a linear transformation is given, which is x. It looks like x to the power 1, but it is not x to the power 1. It is x a dash on top, which is called prime. X prime is 3x plus y, and y prime is x minus 2y. Okay, write down the matrix for the linear transformation. Okay, so first part, we have to write the matrix for linear transformation. So xy will be our point, any point, and the linear transformation will be in front of it. So what should I write in here so that their multiplication becomes 3x plus y and x minus 2y. X becomes x prime, 3x plus y, y becomes y prime. So simply, what are the coefficients here? We will be writing it here, 3, 1, 1 minus 2. So if I multiply these two now, 3 times x is 3x, plus 1 times y is y. And this is the linear transformation matrix, 3, 1, 1 minus 2. Part 2. Find the image of 5, 4 under this linear transformation. So we already have it here. Let's transform 5, 4 with it. So it will be 3 times 5, 15. 1 times 4, 4. 1 times 5, 5. And minus 2 times 4 is minus 8. So the transformation will be 19 and minus 3. Find the inverse of the linear transformation, that is the third part. Okay, for inverse we know that inverse, let's call this one, this matrix A, this one, A. So A inverse will be 1 over the determinant of A multiplied by adjoint of A. Okay, so let's find determinant of A first, which will be 3 times minus 2 minus 6 minus 1 times 1, which is minus 1, negative 7. So minus 1 over 7. Okay, adjoint, in adjoint we just interchange 3 and 2, the 1 with which are the diagonals, minus 2 and 3, they change their places, and we interchange this 1 and 1 but their sign, minus 1 and minus 1 here. This is the inverse, and if you want to expand it, you can write like this, 2 over 7, 1 over 7, 1 over 7, and minus 3 over 7. That's the inverse. Let's move on to the next part. Next part is this one, where they're saying the point 5 minus 8 is rotated through an angle of 45 degrees anti-clockwise. So let's say 5 minus 8. 5 minus 8 will be somewhere here. Let's say here. And this is a vector which is joining these two. It is rotated by 45 degrees. So let's say 45 degrees is somewhere here. I'm just assuming, okay? I'm not doing it accurately. So they're saying what will be the transform after rotation, what will this coordinate become? For that we have a straightforward formula, which is cos theta on these diagonals and sine theta on these diagonals, but this one will be a negative one, and then we write x, y here. So we know the angle is 45 degrees, it is clockwise, so positive side, sorry, anti-clockwise. Yeah, it is anti-clockwise, positive side, so we'll write here cos 45 degrees minus sine 45 degrees, sine 45 degrees and cos 45 degrees and xy. Let's give them a value now. Cos 45 and sine 45, both of them are 1 over square root 2. So let's write their values. This is the answer of part 1, which says matrix for the rotation. This is the matrix for the rotation. If you want to be more accurate or adventurous, just take 1 over square root 2 out of this and we'll be left with 1 minus 1, 1, 1, xy. This is also cleaner and easier representation of the same rotation. Alright, next, P prime, or the point P under the rotation. Okay, now we'll write the point P, which is 5 minus 8 in place of xy, and that's how we'll get the rotation for this point. So we already have 1 over square root 2, 1 minus 1, 1, 1, and we will put 5 minus 8 in place of xy, and we'll get it now. So 1 times 5 is 5, minus 1 times minus 8 is plus 8, and 5 times 1 is 5, 1 times minus 8 is minus 8. So final answer will be 1 over square root 2, 13 minus 3. This is the rotation part, and if we want coordinates are the same coordinates, we need to write image. Yeah, image is the coordinate. So P prime will be 13 over square root 2 minus 3 over square root 2, right? And they are the coordinates. over square root 2 minus 3 over square root 2 are the coordinates of the image. Number 11, A part. The equation of the curve is this. Find the equation of the normal to the curve at x equal to 1. So the equation of normal is y minus y1 equal to minus 1 over m x minus x1, where x1 and y1 are the coordinates of the point. We already know x equal to 1, so we'll find y for this. M is the gradient of the tangent. We'll find the gradient of the tangent, and negative reciprocal of that will be used for normal. Y and x are random points on the curve, so they need not to be changed with anything. So we need to find y and m. X1 is known to us. So let's find y. So y1 is same as f1. This is the equation of the function. We'll substitute 1 in place of x and we'll get corresponding y. So 1 minus 1 square times 1. So this is 0. So 0 times 1 is 0. So y coordinate is 0. Now we need to focus on m. M is the gradient of tangent, not normal. So which is same as the differentiation of the curve, and we'll substitute x equal to 1. So which is f prime x. So 1 minus x square times x. We will find the differentiation of this. How we can expand this bracket, or we can use product rule. Let me use product rule. So I'm using product rule. So in that case, it will be the differentiation of the first, but no change in second product factor rather, plus 1 minus x square will be unchanged, but second factor will be differentiated. So let's do it. Differentiation of 1 minus x square will be minus 2x times x plus 1 minus x square remains same, and the differentiation of x is 1. This will be minus 2x square plus 1 minus x square. Alright, so now m at x equal to 1, m will be, we substitute x's with 1, minus 2 1 square plus 1 minus 1 square. So it becomes minus 2 plus 1 minus 1. They cancel out. It is minus 2. We wanted the negative reciprocal for the normal. So negative reciprocal of minus 2, which will be the gradient of normal. So it will be, we will reciprocate 2 first, so we will 1 over 2, and we'll change the sign of negative to positive. So positive half is the gradient of normal. Now we will use the formula y minus y1 equal to minus 1 over m, this one. Okay. So y minus y1 we got down 0, m 1 over minus 1 over m is half, x minus and x1 is known to us. So the answer is y equal to half x minus half. This is the equation of the normal. Let's move on to the b part. If x plus 3y plus 3 is a tangent, circle center 5 minus 2. I think they mean to say the circle with center at 5 minus 2. Find the equation of the circle. So let's try to visualize this by drawing a circle. Okay, this is the circle. The center is 5 minus 2. The tangent is somewhere. They have not specified where. So let's draw a tangent somewhere. Okay, this is the tangent. And the equation of tangent is y. Let's rephrase this one. 3y equal to minus x minus 3, and then y equal to minus 1 over 3x minus 3 over 3 is 1. I divided the whole equation by 3 and I got this one. This is what I want to write here. So y equal to minus 1 over 3x minus 1. Okay, so now let's say that xy, or let's say AB, where this tangent is touching, right? So if we join AB with center, we know it will be equal to radius. Yeah, this point AB lies on the tangent. So let's substitute A and B here. So y is B equal to minus 1 over 3a minus 1. So this is the relationship between B and A. Now we know that minus 1/3 is the gradient of the tangent. Minus 1/3. Let's get another equation in terms of A and B with the help of minus 1/3, so that we get A and B where the tangent to the circle is existing. So let's do it. We also know that the angle between the tangent and the radius of a circle is always 90 degrees. And the gradient of radius will be, let's write, what is the formula for gradient? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If we apply this formula with the radius, it will be b minus minus 2 over a minus 5, which will be equal to the negative reciprocal of minus 1/3, which is 3. So let's cross multiply. B plus 2 equal to 3a minus 15. Okay, and now we can substitute b by its value from the first equation. Minus 1 over 3a minus 1 plus 2 equal to 3a minus 15. Okay, so what a do we get because of this? Let's bring this 3 also to the left side. Minus 1 over 3a minus 3a and these will give me +1, and +1 if I bring to the other side becomes -15 -1. This +1 will become -1 on the right side. Okay, so this 3 times 3 is 9, -10 over 3a equal to -16. Alright, so what do we get here? -10a equal to -48. So a comes out to be -48 over -10, which is -4, sorry, positive. They cancel out. 4.8. That is the a coordinate of the point on the circle. Alright, where this tangent is there. So let's find b now. B equal to -1/3. I'm using this equation again. A we just got 4.8 -1. So 3 and this will cancel out 1.6. B equal to -1.6 and -1 will be -2.6. So we know both the coordinates of A and B now, which is 4.8 and -2.6. And now we can find the radius. And according to distance formula, R will be equal to square root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Alright, so it comes out to be, okay, let's square both sides so that we get rid of the square root, and we need r square. Remember, in equation of a circle we need r square, so we can do with r square. So this and the square and square root cancel out. So r square equal to 5 minus 4, okay, 0.2, right? Yeah, 0.2 square plus this will be 0.6 square, which will be 0.04 plus 0.36, which is 0.4. This is r square. Finally, we have f, g, r square, everything. Do we know the regular equation of a circle? Because finally we have to write the equation of the circle. That's the question about, yeah? Let's see, what is it? Find the equation of the circle, yeah? So, general equation of a circle is x square plus y square minus 2fx minus 2gy plus c, which is equal to actually f square plus g square minus r square and equal to 0. F and g are the coordinates of the center of the circle, which is 5 minus 2 here. Okay, so we'll substitute these and we just got r square also, so everything will be okay. X square plus y square minus 2 times 5x minus 2 times minus 2y plus 5 square plus minus 2 square and plus r square. No need to square it because we got for r square 0.4. It is minus r square, right? So we have to write minus here. Equal to 0. Alright, so final answer will be x square plus y square minus 10x plus 4y 25 plus 4 29 minus 0.4 28.6 0. That's the equation of the circle. Question number 12. A survey shows that 75% of the families in a community have cars. Okay. If 5 families are selected at random from the community, find the probability that, and these are 3 options. Okay. So we can see that the probability that family has a car is success. That's what we want, right? And its probability P is equal to 0.75. Okay, that means the probability of failure, which is Q. In this case, it will be 1 minus 0.75, which is 0.75. to 5. So probability of failure. Failure to get a family with a car. Now, the number of selections are 5, which are definite, and the probability of 0.75 is constant, and they are all independent choices, selections. So, yeah, all 4 conditions for binomial distribution. Probability distribution are there. Check, 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 check. 4 conditions, all 4 are there. So we can use binomial probability distribution here. They want exactly 3 families with cars, right? If 5 families are selected at random from the community, find the probability that exactly 3 of them have cars. That means we have 3 successes. So the probability will be found like this. There are total 5 selections. We want exactly 3. So basically probability that success X is equal to 3. And the success probability is 0.75, which will get the same exponent as this number, and failure will get the remaining 2. And I will put this in my calculator and I'll get my answer. By the time I do this, I would request you to subscribe to this channel because you're getting these solutions for the first time on YouTube. They have not specified how many decimal places, so we will write 0.264. That's what we got. B, either 2 or 4. So we'll find Px equal to 2, or in case of or we add them, x equal to 4. So I will just interpret it just like this. So 5c2 this time, 0.75 square, 0.25 and cube. This exponent plus this exponent should always be equal to the main select number of selections, 5. Or 5c4, 0.75 to the power 4, 0.25 to the power just 1, equal to 0.483 is the answer. Part 3, at most 3. At most 3 means probability of x is equal to or less than 3. So which includes x equal to 0, x equal to 1, x equal to 2, x equal to 3 itself. 4 of them. So better would be, because it's a probability, we can exclude these 4. How? By subtracting from 1, and we would use px equal to 4 and px is equal to 5. We excluded them, but by subtracting from 1, we actually included them. And we can just find the probability of these two and we'll get it. So 1 minus 5c4, 0.75 to the power 4, 0.25 will have the remaining 1, plus 5c5, all successes, no failure. So we just put this in a calculator and we'll get the probability for the same. So it will be 1 minus 0.633, and which will be finally 0.367. That's the probability that at most 3 of the families chosen will have cars. 14a, a body of mass 18 kg, okay, with a velocity of 18 meters per second collides with another body of mass 20 kg moving with a velocity of 14 meters per second. So this body of 18 kg goes this way 18 meters per second just before collision, and there is another body, mass is 22 kg, and this body was already moving at 14 meters per second in same direction. After collision, the body of 18 kg, this one, moves with a velocity of 15. Okay, this after that it is 15 meters per second, and the other body with x meters per second, this one x meters per second. Okay, in the same direction. Find the value of x. Okay, so here we can use conservation of momentum. Okay, so according to conservation of momentum, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. This is the initial velocity u for m1, it is initial velocity for m2, and these are final velocities. And we know everything. So 18 times 18 plus 22 times 14 equal to 18 times 15 plus 22 times x. So we can see x is the only unknown parameter here, rest everything is okay. So this will be 324 plus this will be 308 equal to 270 plus 22x. So 324 plus 308 will be 632 minus 270 equal to 22x. This will be 362 equal to 22x. So 22x means x will be equal to 362 over 22. Let me divide this, and by the time I do this, please subscribe to this channel and motivate me to make such more videos. It came out to be 16.45 meters per second. Let's move on to the B part of the same question, which is the coordinate of the points P, Q, R are these respectively. Find 2PQ plus QR. We will have to first find PQ. Let me find PQ here. Whenever they say PQ, the head you can see of the vector, head is on Q, tail is on P. So we find it by subtracting the tail from head. So first we write head, which is Q. Q is minus 3, 2, and in column notation we'll write it. Minus P is 2, 5. And why I subtracted this? Because the coordinates of P are 2, 5. Actually, it is the vector OP, which is the position vector. So 2, 5 position vector can be written as like this. So we are basically in PQ subtracting OQ, the position vector of Q, minus OP, the position vector of P, and this is what it is. And that will give us PQ. So minus 3 minus 2 will be minus 5. 2 minus 5 is minus 3. This is PQ. Similarly, we'll find QR now. So the position vector of R will be 1, 3 minus position vector of Q, which is minus 3, 2. It is 1 minus minus 3, 4. 3 minus 2, 1. So we know PQ and QR now, and now we can go to our question, which was 2PQ plus 5QR. So 2 times PQ was minus 5 minus 3 plus 5 times QR, which is 4, 1. So it will be equal to 2 times minus 5, minus 10, plus 5 times 4, 20. 2 times minus 3 is minus 6, plus 5 times 1, 5. So the answer is minus 10 plus 20, 10. Minus 6 plus 5, minus 1. That is 2PQ plus 5QR. The unit vector in the direction of PR. So we don't know PR right now. So PR will be PQ PQ plus QR. We know PQ and QR both. You could have also done the position vector of R minus position vector of P. This is some point P, this is some point Q. If I go from P to Q, this vector is called PQ. Now there is another vector R, another point R. From Q to R, it will be the vector QR. And if I add PQ and QR, this will be the resultant, which is PR. And that's why in vectors we can add like this. And I could have subtracted the position vector of P, OP basically, from position vector of R, OR minus OP. But this is another way of doing it. That's why I want to explain this to you, so that in future addition or subtraction doesn't matter. It should be your aim to get the vector. So PQ is minus 5, minus 3, QR is 4, 1. So minus 5 plus 4 equal to minus 1. Minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2. And we want a vector in direction, unit vector in direction of PR. So to find the unit vector in direction of PR is, first we find the modulus of PR, the magnitude of PR. So it will be minus 1 square plus minus 2 square. It will be 1 plus 4 square root 5. So divide the vector by its own magnitude and we get the unit vector in direction of that vector. So if you want to leave it like this, you can leave it like this, or you can write this as minus 1 over square root 5 minus 2 over square root 5. Both are right answers. 15. A part. A body P of mass 7.5 kg is suspended by two light inextensible strings XP and YP. Okay, this has been a very repeated question. So we have X here, we have Y here, and say P is somewhere here. This is body P, its mass is 7.5 kg. That means the force downwards, which is the weight of the body, is 75 newtons. If the strings are inclined at 50 degrees and 34 degrees respectively, that means X is making 50 degrees and 34 degrees is for Y. Downwards vertical, okay. This is downward vertical. So this one is 50 and this one is 34. Okay, illustrate the information in a diagram. I've done that. This was the first part. Anything left? No. Number 2. Calculate correct to the nearest whole number the tensions in each string. Okay, so let's give them some alphabets. Let's give this one as T1 and this will be T2 tension in this wire. So there are 3 of them and nothing is moving. That means they are in equilibrium, and since they are in equilibrium we can find them by Lamy's theorem. So in Lamy's theorem we draw them again. So let's draw it again. This is T1, this is T2, and this is 75 Newton. Let me do the rough work here and I will finally write it here. So I want, for Lamy's theorem, I want this angle, which will be known to us, this angle and this angle. Then we can use Lamy's theorem. So let's focus on this angle first. So we need this angle. So let me draw a vertical line here. So this is 50 degree, this angle. So this angle will also be 50 degree. This is 34. So this angle will be 34 again because they are alternate angles. So 50 plus 34, this angle becomes 84 degrees. Okay, now we know this horizontal line will make an angle here which will be 34 is this one. So this will be remaining from 90, which is 56 degrees. So this is 90, this is 56. Total, this angle will be 146 degrees. Similarly, a horizontal line here. This is 50, this is 50, so remaining will be 40. And this is 90, 90 plus 40, 130. So groundwork has been done. Now let's find out. Lami's theorem. In Lami's theorem, we use one of the known forces. So 75 Newton divided by sine of the angle opposite to it, which is 84 degrees in this case. And now one of the unknowns, let's use T1, this one, divided by sine of the angle opposite to T1, which is 146. And so T1 is the only one unknown here. Rest we can do cross multiplication. This will go and multiply here. So 75 sine 146 over sine 84 will be the T1. So I will find it out by using my calculator. Meanwhile, please subscribe to this channel so that I prepare more videos for you in future. Thank you. I got it as 42.17 Newton. They're saying to two decimal places, right? No, whole number, nearest whole number. So the nearest whole number to this is 42 newtons. This will be tension 1. Let's do tension 2 and we'll write the same way. 75 divided by sine 84 equal to T2 this time, and the angle is 130 degrees. So T2, just like T1, will be 75 sine 130 degrees over sine 84 degrees, and let me use it. We got 57.76, and to the nearest hole it will be 58 Newton. Let's move on to the B part. A uniform beam PQ of mass 8 kg. Alright, this is the beam which is PQ, mass is 8 kg, that means from center there will be a weight of 80 Newton downwards, and length 3.5 meters. The whole length is from here to here is 3.5 meters. It's supported at P and Q. Okay, so it's supported here, P and Q both. Alright. A weight of 120 Newton is placed at 1.2 meters from P. So this is P and 1.2 meters. Let's say here is a weight of 120 newtons. The center of this beam will be at 1.75 meters, half of this. So 1.2 meters will be here. Okay. The beam is in equilibrium. Calculate correct to two decimal places the reaction at P and Q. Alright. So let's take P as pivot. So what will be the clockwise moment? It will be clockwise, this one 120 newtons and 80 newtons. These two will have a moment clockwise from P. So they will be how much? 120 times 1.2 meters plus 80 times 1.75, that half of the length of beam, which is 144 plus 140, 284 Newton meters. Alright, now anti-clockwise will be only the reaction at Q, which will be upwards here. So anti-clockwise, Q multiplied by 3.5 Newton meters. Alright, so for equilibrium they have to be equal. So 284 equal to 3.5 Q, and Q will be 284 divided by 3.5. which is 81.14 Newton. Let me see if we have to give two decimal places. Yes, two decimal places. 81.14 newtons. What about P? For P also we can repeat the similar process by taking Q as pi watt, but there is an easier way out. We know that downward forces are 120 newtons and 80 newtons, which is 200 newtons. Upward forces are P and Q, which are P and Q, which is Q is known to us now, P plus 81.14. So for equilibrium, both of them have to be equal. So let's write P plus 81.14 is equal to 200. P is 200 minus 81.14, and that is 118.86 newtons. This is P.